Hey everyone, I'm Matt here for the Matt Film Show. Welcome back to a brand new video. If you guys are new here, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, leave a like, and yeah, let's go right into this video. So in today's video, I'm gonna give you guys my thoughts on season 1 of The Last of Us on HBO. At the time of this recording, I believe there is like 1 or 2 episodes left, but we already have an understanding of how the show is going to end and how understanding how the show is by now, right? So I don't really have to wait until the last episode to make this video because we already know what's going on and everything. So I want to give you guys my thoughts on it, and here's some thoughts that I pointed out that I could think of. First things first, I want to point out that this is such a great show. The Last of Us, such a great show on HBO. The great video game adaptation is great. You know what I mean? There's a lot of video game movies or shows that aren't good. You know what I mean? There's some hit surprises like, wow, really? This is good, like Uncharted. Uncharted came out, I believe, last year in theaters. And I was like, okay, I love the Uncharted games. I love playing the games. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go watch the movie. You know what I mean? So I wanted to go watch the movie in theaters. And I liked it. You know what I mean? It was a very good film, you know what I mean, with Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg. Very great video game adaptation. Very surprised. I didn't think it was going to be good, you know what I mean? But it was great. I enjoyed Uncharted. They have done that with Pokemon. Like 4 or 5 years ago, they made one called Pokemon Detective Pikachu. I can't remember I haven't spent a very long time since seeing that movie, so I don't really remember much of that one. They have made one of Assassin's Creed, an Assassin's Creed movie. They have made they're making a Super Mario Bros. Movie, which is coming very soon. They did the Mortal Kombat movie like 2 years ago, which was great. You know what I mean? It was alright. You know what I mean? Yeah, like the get over here, fatality, and all that stuff from the game. I'm not really a huge Mortal Kombat fan, but I do know like the basics of what the game's about. You know what I mean? And so they've been doing this trend of making video games into movies or shows, and The Last of Us was one of them that they made into a show. So it was one of the best video game adaptations to screen, man. I had such a blast watching this show. I love the games, you know what I mean, and it's just the attention to detail, you know what I mean, the references to the games, the scenes that were in the cutscenes from the game are in the movie, are in the show. You know what I mean? And I just had a great time, man. The cast, Peter Pascal, who plays Joel, and Bella Ramsey, who plays Ellie. Great cast, man. You know what I mean? Tommy and all the other casts were great, man. Great casting and you know what I mean? Episodes were great. You know what I mean? There's some episodes where like 1 or 2 that went by so fast. You know what I mean? That I just like, okay, yeah, you know what I mean? Whatever. But overall, that's not major like, oh, every episode was bad. No, I love the show. You know what I mean? But there was a couple like 1 or 2 that I was not, what's the word? That wasn't feeling it, in a sense where I didn't like that episode, you know what I mean? But I do love the show though. They're making a season 2, which they announced season 2 like a couple weeks ago, or maybe a month ago, and they said the second season will be based on part 2. So, so that's great to see. I'm pretty sure it's going to take another probably 2 or 3 years for season 2 to come out, which is great. But overall, the show's great, man. If you have not seen it, go on HBO, you know what I mean, and go on HBO Max and watch The Last of Us. Even if you have not even played the game, you still gonna enjoy the show. You don't really need to play the game to understand the show, in a sense, because the show, it's not like, okay, here's Ellie, here's Joe. No, they explain everything, you know what I mean? So if you have not played the game, you know what I mean, you can still watch the show, you know what I mean? And it's a great show, man, you know what I mean? Had a blast watching this show. Peter Pascal, obviously from Mandalorian. This I never expected to like or enjoy so much a video game adaptation. You know, because I like Uncharted. Like I said, I like the Uncharted movie with Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg, but I didn't love it in a sense. Oh yeah, you know what I mean? But I do with Last of Us. You know, so I'm very excited for season 2. There's a lot of like video game adaptations that they're doing on streaming, right? With Netflix, Peacock, HBO. Some movies are going to theaters as well, which is great. This is just new trend that they're doing where they're taking a lot of video games and making them into a movie. You know what I mean? And it's kind of like the trend with Disney, where they do all their animated films into live action remakes. That's kind of a new trend that's doing now, is taking a lot of the video games and making them into movies, like the Super Mario Bros. Movie. You know what I mean? And there's some movies that they're doing, like the Super Mario Bros. Movie that they did, like what was the other movies that they did? You know what I mean? The Super Mario Bros. Movie was the other one. Can't remember the top of my head, but there was a game that they did a movie about game, and I can't think about what game was that or what movie was that. Can't remember. And like the Super Mario Bros. Movie, you're like, really, how are they gonna make a movie about Mario? But when you look at the trailers, there's actually like a story with Win. You know what I mean? So that's something that, okay, you know what I mean? That's great to see. You know what I mean? Like the Lego movie, you know, prime example of the Lego movie, obviously it's not a game, but the Lego movie. I was like, how are they gonna do a Lego movie? How are you gonna make a movie about Lego? And you know what I mean? It was a hit. It was a great movie. I loved the Lego movie, and you know what I mean? And the same thing is here, you know what I mean? If you have a great story in a game, like The Last of Us, great story, you can make that into a movie or show. You know what I mean? And there's sometimes where you're like, how could they? But yeah, man, you know, I enjoyed the show. I enjoyed The Last of Us season 1. Cannot wait for season 2. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be another 2 to 3 years for another season to come on HBO. I don't believe that season 2 will come out like right away till like next year or something. Maybe like another 2025 or 2026 for season 2, maybe. Who knows? But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. Let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think about The Last of Us? Did you guys like the show like me? Did you love the show like me? Did you not like it? Did you hate it? Did you dislike it? Well, let me know in the comments below what you guys thought about it. Thank you guys so much for you guys' support on my YouTube channel. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. For the fans, for newcomers, for family, for anybody who's tuning in, friends, whoever you are. Thank you for supporting me on this journey, because this journey has just begun. It hasn't ended. And yeah, thank you guys so much. Peace out.